Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all keeping safe and healthy. I hope you're staying inside if you can, and I hope you're just getting through this. It is a crazy time. I feel like I keep saying to Tommy every morning that I feel like I'm just gonna wake up from a dream at any minute, but it's not a dream. It's happening, and we just all need to do everything that we can. So I want to keep these videos as regular and as normal as possible, because I know that we're all at home. We need some extra distractions. We kind of need, I guess, some escapism from everything that's going on. B, I want to do videos that are helpful, that hopefully will help you get through this. And obviously today's video is going to be about working from home and basically staying sane throughout this, but I can do other ones, and let me know in the comments if you have other ideas. And then C, this helps me as well, keeping my usual routine and schedule is helping me loads, because I'm a Virgo. I'm the biggest worrier you will ever come across in your whole entire life, so I can get really deep into things. So I've had to just keep everything going as well as I can do it, and I do urge you to do the same. So I'll talk about it now in this video, and I'm gonna share, first of all, my top tips from working from home, the really important ones, because I've been doing this personally myself for 4 years at this stage. I work in a small apartment. I worked in smaller apartments than this, so I've definitely picked up some tips and tricks along the way, and things that have really helped me be productive and get shit done basically. And then the second part of the video, I'm gonna answer your questions. So I put this on my Instagram stories, and I asked you what you're struggling with, what you need help with, what areas you just don't know what to do basically. And the questions came in, and there was 10 really common ones. So a lot of you said the same thing. So it's very obvious that you're struggling with the same types of issues, and I totally get it. I've been there. Anyone who works from home has come across these issues. So I'll share my answers, and I'll share how you can kind of get past them and get into good routines. And I've also made you something. So I've made you, with the help of my sister Kaylin, we put together something that's hopefully going to help a lot as well. So stay tuned now, and I'll talk about that in the top tips section. So tip number one, I can't stress this enough, is stick to your usual sleep and work time schedule. So if you're used to going to bed at 11 o'clock and getting up at 7 a.m. and being at your desk and work at 9 o'clock, you have to keep that going, because otherwise your body's confused, your brain's confused, and you're just going to be out of sorts. So as much as you can, go to bed at the same time, get up at the same time. It's very easy at the moment to get into kind of a habit of going to bed later. We're on our phones, we're scrolling, we're nervous, we're reading news that's making us more nervous and stressed out. Then we're waking up later because our bodies are so tired, we're drained. So it's more important than ever to stick to the usual routine, the usual sleep schedule, and be at your desk the same time as you would be if you're going to the office. Okay, and then tip number two kind of covers a lot, really. A lot of your queries and worries that were coming in through Instagram stories, and it's all about your daily schedule. So tip number two, you have to create a really strict schedule and plan every day, because I know myself, I've been doing this for years. There's been days where I thought to myself, no, I'll just go with the flow. I'll go from one job to the next. If I get it done, I'll move on to the next. And it comes to the end of the day, and I look back and I'm like, what did I even do for the whole day? I literally got nothing done. And then compare that to the next day, where I sit down either the night before or that morning, and I fully plan every single hour. And it sounds so boring, but you have to be that strict when you're working from home, because there are so many distractions. There are so many things that are going to make you lose your focus. You're on your own. So sometimes it's really hard to motivate yourself anyway, just when you're on your own. So you have to be your own boss, and you have to be really rigid in your day. So I've made you a graphic basically. I find this really helpful, so I figured I would just put together something for you, and basically it is your daily schedule planner, your daily planner. So you can print this off and use it at home, and I've split it up into different sections, which I find really helps me. So the first section is your daily big three. So every single morning you need to ask yourself, okay, if I get nothing else done today, what are the 3 things I have to do? And once you actually write this down on this sheet, I swear, I don't know what it is, but it makes you do them. Like, you know, okay, these are the things I have to do. I have to get these done before I get distracted, before I lose my focus. So I made a section for that. Then underneath that, I have made a section for your other to-do. So everything else you have to do. And then on the other side, this is where the really important side is. And this is where I urge you to be strict with yourself, especially. So every hour, by the hour, I want you to plan your day. And I know it sounds so boring, but I promise you it becomes a habit, and it actually becomes really helpful the more you do it. So whatever time you wake up in the morning, I want you to be as boring as to write down like 6 to 7 a.m. You know, vitamins and breakfast, or like 6 to 7, shower, get ready. Like, I want you to write down what you're gonna do, because just by writing that down, I don't know what happens in my brain anyway, but I'm like, okay, this is next, this is what I have to do next. And I just, when you know what's coming, it just makes it more like achievable, I think, if that's the right way to say it. But anyway, so you write down each hour what you have to do, and within this list, I want you to be as specific as like writing down from 1 to 2 lunch. And then I even included the nighttime hours, because one question I was getting a lot was, you know, how do you switch off? Like, how do you know when to finish? It's really hard to distinguish between your work day and your home because you're doing it all in the same place. So whatever hour you will be finishing, write that in, you know, your schedule. Like, finish work, get out for your walk. And then say from 7 to 8, like someone was asking me as well, you know, again about the balance in the evening, and it could be good to say 7 to 8, I'm gonna do my face mask, I'm gonna shower, do self-care, you know, or 7 to 8, I'm gonna cook dinner with my boyfriend or my friend or whatever, whoever is living with you. Like, be really specific like that as well. So that's my biggest tip, planning out the day. And I know it's kind of an obvious one, but I felt that, you know, we all know we have to do it, but do we actually do it? That's the question. So I figured by making this like template for you, this will kind of force you to do it and get you into a good habit. I'll leave a link in the description box for this, and you can click in, you can download it, and you can use it and hopefully find it really helpful. And then I actually also did make a second graphic for you, and this kind of ties in with like keeping your sleep and work and schedules and, you know, all your usual routines going and your habits. And now more than ever, that's important to be like as healthy as we can. So I made another graphic which basically is like a habit tracker. So I've put like at the side some examples. So like, these are things I do, but I've left space at the bottom in case you have other habits that you need to do every day in order to like keep calm and relaxed and sane and productive. So you'll see like at the side you have all the different habits, and then each day in the week. So for example, Monday you'll do, for me it's like, you know, my meditation. So on Monday, as soon as I have my meditation done, I'll do the tick. And then every single day I have to do it. And again, I don't know what this is about my brain, but it makes me do it. Like, it genuinely makes me do it. Like, I feel bad if I don't tick it off. So even if it's like the end of the day and I haven't had time to do my meditation yet, before I go to bed, I'll do my 10 minutes of meditation so I can tick it off. And by doing that, you just get used to it. It becomes your habit, it becomes your routine. So fill in any habits you want to add to the list, tick them off every day. And, you know, more than ever, it's really important to stick to your healthy routines, eating healthy, you know, all that. And actually, I forgot to mention the other one too, I did a section for meals as well, because I'll come to the question, but a lot of you are saying that you're finding snacking really hard and you're eating more than usual and you're not being as healthy. So I put in a section where you can say at the start of the day like what you're going to have for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And, you know, you don't have to be so specific, but it just will tell your brain, okay, these are my meal times. You know, you can add in 1 or 2 snacks throughout the day, but again, try and like have specific times to do that, and just be as strict with your food as possible, because our body needs health right now. We need to be able to fight something off if we come in contact with it. So they're the first 2 tips. And then the last big tip is all to do with distractions. And the number 1 distraction for me is my phone. And I'm sure lots of you are the same. So tip number 3, when you have something really important to do for work and you really need to concentrate, put your phone in the other room. Put it in the bathroom, put it in your bedroom, put it in wherever you need to put it. Just get it away from you. And yeah, that's the only way that I can do things. If I really have to like sit down and I only have an hour to edit a video, like the phone goes in another room, because otherwise I'll edit for 10 minutes and then I'll check Instagram, or I'll get a notification and I'll check that, and honestly it's a disaster. So put your phone or whatever is your biggest distraction like as far away from you as possible, and it will make a big difference. So they're my top 3 tips. Keeping your time schedule is very similar, your sleep, your work times, planning out your day to a T. If you have kids, obviously that will all be factored in there. If you have other things you need to think about, like there's room to factor it all in. And definitely use this template and let me know what you think, and hopefully it will help you. I'm just trying my best to like think of any ways I can help you all during this, so hopefully that will help. And then number 3, limit phone time, or like distraction time in general, and you will be so much more productive. Okay, so those tips cover a lot of the kind of queries and worries that came in through the Instagram story question box I put up, but I will talk very briefly through like the other common questions that came in and just like touch on anything that I mightn't have spoken about yet. So the first one is how to keep focused and not get distracted, TV, cleaning, phone, etc. And as I said, for the phone, obviously put it away. For the TV, maybe hide the remote, like hide. However, like I personally don't get distracted by TV. I'm not like the biggest TV person, but I know everyone's different. But if it was me, I would just hide the remote somewhere, or I would like tell Tommy to hide the remote somewhere, and then I have no way of watching it. And then when it comes to cleaning and like emptying the dishwasher, putting on a wash, like all those things that you're like so eager to do when you are at home, again, use the template that I've given you, like schedule a time for that. So I do find that like if the dishwasher beeps, I'm like, should I just get up now and empty the dishwasher? You know, I'll get it out of the way, but then that will totally mess up what I'm doing, and then I'll have to come back and get back into what I'm doing, and it doesn't save time overall. So now instead I block off some time in the morning and some time in the evening to do any like cleaning jobs around the house. So usually when I get up in the morning, I'll do like 10 minutes of a quick clean, hoover, wipe down the surfaces. If the dishwasher does need to be emptied, I'll do it then, and then I won't do any more cleaning until the evening. So you just have to block off the time. That's the main thing. Question number 2 is like all about working from home with kids, and this definitely is something that I am not an expert on. I obviously don't have kids, so I've never really had to experience that, so I can't really give you any advice on that. But what I will do is I will link any good blog posts or like tips from my friends that I follow that do have kids, and things that I've seen them doing, and I'm like, okay, that's really smart, that's a really good idea. If I had kids, I would do that. So I'll link all those like blog posts or videos that I've seen in the description box, and hopefully they might help you. Number 3, how to determine start and end hours, and that again comes down to planning the day, being really strict. And I do find as well, like when you do have a strict start and end time, you're more productive in those hours in between. So be really strict. If you say to yourself, every day I'm finishing at 5, I'm finishing at 6, whatever time it is. For me, it's usually 7. And a good way to get me away from my desk is like, I say, okay, 7 o'clock or even 6 now, because with the brightness, I'm saying 6 o'clock, I'm going for my walk. So I know at 6 o'clock, I have to go for my walk before it gets dark at 7. So I know I have to be finished at that time. So try and get like, plan something at the end time that will 100% make you finish work. Okay, number 4, how to stop snacking. We've kind of touched on this, and it is so hard, but don't be like too hard on yourself, because even throughout the 4 years, like it's obviously been really hard to be sitting next to my kitchen or in my apartment and going for a snack, but I will say now it's like a whole new level. Like obviously some of us, you know, we maybe eat a bit more when we're worried or stressed or anxious, so just don't be too hard on yourself. I think right now it's normal. We're all just dealing with things the best way we possibly can. But as I said, it is really important to keep our health, and you know, the more you snack, sometimes I find the more I snack, the more tired I feel, because obviously your body's using up that energy to digest. So the more often you eat, the more energy it's using, and then you have less energy to do the things you need to do. So yeah, I'm trying to limit my snacking and get better. I'm not perfect at the moment, but it is all about like knowing your meals and making sure you eat enough at your meals that will fill you. I also find drinking water is really good. It kind of like tricks you into thinking that you're full, and also drinking coffee. I find that good. Like if I feel like chocolate sometimes, I'll just make a coffee instead and I'll feel fine. So find the little tricks that work for you. Number 5, do you do your hair and makeup? This girl said she feels like it's a waste, but she also feels more on when she does it. And the answer to this is 90% of the time, I will get up, I'll do my hair and makeup, I'll get dressed as if I was like going to an office, and honestly, it works. Like for me anyway. I know everyone's different. If you are so productive and you're in your pajamas and you're like in your loungewear and you're so comfy and it's not making a difference for you, that's totally fine. But for someone like me, it makes a difference. Like I feel like I'm just, I don't know, I feel like I'm more in the zone when I'm like ready. I just feel better about myself, and I think then I feel like I'm more productive. So yeah, my answer is I personally always get dressed, do my hair and makeup. Number 6, tips for sharing a workspace with a partner or a roommate when you're not used to it. Yes, this is something that we're probably all going through, and even, you know, Tommy and I, like we never work together. Like he goes out to work every day, I'm here when he comes home in the evening, I'm finished work, you know, so it's a big adjustment, but I think it's all about communication and being very like open with the other person. If you have an important call at a certain time and you need that person to maybe be quiet or quieter, you know, you have to tell them. You have to have a very open communication. And then I guess as well, you know, be strict about like the work areas in the apartment. Like if you're sharing a desk, just, you know, be very respectful of that person, and then hopefully they'll be respectful of you. Or, you know, it's just all about communication and everyone just kind of helping each other out, because it's not easy and it does take a bit of getting used to. But yeah, we're all in this together, so hopefully everyone will be very respectful. Number 7, how do you self-motivate? This one I actually, how do I answer this one? I think in times like this, my main self-motivation every day is like keeping myself as calm as possible. So I find that when I work and when I'm productive and kind of just like pretending that like I'm in my own little bubble here, I find that, you know, that's motivation for me to keep working, because I know it will keep me calm. So you kind of have to find the thing that motivates you, if that makes sense. And also just think as well at this time that so many people have lost their jobs, so many people aren't able to work. So if you're able to work from home at this point, you're very, very lucky. Even though it's hard, we're struggling, it's an adjustment, like just remind yourself when you wake up in the morning, I'm lucky I can do this. I have my job, I'm still earning money, I can do it from my home, I'm safe in here. Like that for me is self-motivation in itself, like that we're able to do this. So don't take it for granted and do the best you can at the moment. Number 8, how to balance work and in time. As I said, we'll schedule in something in the evening that you're looking forward to, that kind of like will be a break in the day for you. And even if it's not a walk, if it's just like doing a face mask or like painting your nails or watching a movie or baking your favorite cake, like just now more than ever again as well, you know, schedule in those things too. Number 9, how to overcome loneliness. Yes, this is hard, but what I will say is we're so lucky that this is happening to us in a world where we have technology. And as much as I give out about this phone at the beginning of the video and that it distracts me, I'm also very appreciative of right now. Like every single day I've been FaceTiming my mom back in Ireland. Like obviously me and my sister, we would love to be back there with all our family, but we're not, and we don't want to obviously go there now and possibly spread anything, so we're staying put here. But it's lonely, it's hard being away from your family, especially at times like this. So FaceTime, like every single day we're on FaceTime now, so it's just scheduling in that time. Even like if you and a couple of friends come together and say, look, until we all get used to this, at 5 o'clock every evening, let's like jump on like a group FaceTime or a group call and check in on each other, make sure we're all doing okay, like things like that. So you really have to like pull together, and don't be afraid to reach out to people. Like if you're feeling lonely and maybe your friends or someone else isn't really showing any signs of loneliness, don't be afraid to say to them, guys, like, is it okay if I call one of you later? Like I really just need to talk to someone for half an hour. I'm going crazy in my apartment. Like I just need to vent to somebody. They will 100% say yes. Like nobody in the right mind would say no to anyone at this time. So don't be afraid to reach out. Even if it's just me, send me a message. I'm on my DMs more than ever at the moment because I know people are worried and it's a good time to be able to talk. So send me a DM at retroflame is my Instagram and I will get back to you. So that's number 9. And then number 10 is about like where in the apartment to set up, and this is the last question, but basically where to have your workspace. So I use our like dining room table. I have the big computer and sometimes I'll just use my laptop, depends kind of what I feel like really. So I'll sit here as much as I can. So if you have any kind of like desk, I do kind of discourage your bed. I'm not that like against the couch if it's like in your living room and you're able to like be productive there, but I would try and stay away from your bed. Like even if you are working in your bedroom, try and like pull in a chair, pull in some sort of a desk, you know, make some sort of a makeshift thing, but try and stay away from your bed because that is where the separation in the day comes from, like work, sleep, work, sleep. So you kind of have to try your best to keep that separation, but wherever works for you. If the couch is productive for you, sit in the couch. If the desk is productive, and don't be afraid as well to move around throughout the day. Like I'll sit here now for my emails and for like admin stuff, and then I'll move to the couch if I'm editing a video on my laptop, because I just feel like it kind of changes it up a tiny bit as well. So find what works for you and stick to that. And then also, just before I finish, one thing that I didn't cover, I think I didn't anyway, sorry, this is longer of course than I thought it would be, but it's important to be able to share this because I know lots of you are struggling. But the last thing I will say is like keeping your fitness up. I know we talked about walks, but really keeping your fitness up, like your at-home workouts. And this apartment, this is not a big apartment at all. I've often thought about my last apartment would have been much more better for a quarantine, but this apartment's fine. We're making the most of it. I got a yoga mat, I'm putting it out here in front of me. I'm doing my home workout either every morning or every evening. There are so many online. The one thing I will say is the fitness community have like pulled it out of the bag. They are doing so much free workout on their apps. I go to a class called Rumble, it's a boxing class. They're doing a free Instagram live on their Instagram account workout like every day this week. So there's loads of places to get workouts, and if you're lucky enough to have a backyard, some grass or whatever, like get out there, you know, do your workout. It only takes like 20-30 minutes a day, and that not only will be good for your body but so good for your mind, which we all need now too. Okay guys, and that is everything. I'm sorry if that was a little bit long, but the reason I wanted to do it in a video instead of like a blog post is that you can hopefully like fire this on in the background, put it on while you're making your dinner, just like listen to me babble on and hopefully pick up some tips and tricks. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comments down below, leave a question down there and I'll answer it for you straight away. And if there's anything else I can help you with, do not be afraid to ask me. I know so many people are going through a hard time, small businesses, people not working. It's tough, but I think the more we can all stay together and do what we can and stay inside, I cannot stress it enough. If you can and if you have the opportunity to, stay inside. Obviously people have to go to work and there's amazing people doing amazing things, nurses and doctors, and it actually makes me kind of like emotional even thinking about it. So many people doing such amazing things that obviously have to go to work and do what they have to do, but if you do have the opportunity and if you can, stay inside, and hopefully we will all get through this very soon. Everything passes and it's just one of these things now we have to like deal with the best we can. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you need anything else, as I said, let me know. I'm going to work on more videos. I'm going to think of more things that will help you, and yeah, stay safe everyone, stay healthy. You can share this video with anyone who you think might benefit from it as well. You can share the link. I'll link all the templates down below, all the other links I mentioned as well, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching guys. Bye.